When it comes to Andor, the show itself has seen vibrant successes over the past few months, largely due to the cast and characters who are all working together in an organic and effective manner. Andy Serkis, who plays the inmate and semi-warden Kino Loy, has weighed in on his Star Wars history, as well as the success of Andor. Okay, so what all did he have to say, and why didn't he return for the latest Venom movie? Let's dive in. So, what's the plot of Andor? Andor is a hit Star Wars show that follows Cassian, played by Diego Luna, who has drawn in a variety of different characters who seem to be just as chaotic as he is and avoid the Empire's rule. In one of the most recent episodes, Cassian is shown to be an inmate in a prison colony called Narkina 5, where he brushes shoulders with a fellow inmate and semi-warden, played by Andy Serkis. This plot is pretty exciting, but what is even more so are the cast members that were hired for this show. The cast includes Diego Luna and Andy Serkis, meaning that fans are going to get to see a lot of scenes with these two incredible actors. What was the previous role Serkis played in the Star Wars franchise? Andy Serkis made his first appearance in the Star Wars franchise back during The Last Jedi, when he was cast to play the role of Emperor Snoke. He had some pretty big shoes to fill, considering the former Emperor, played by Ian McDiarmid, is such a huge character. But fans were so excited to see Serkis return as Snoke once again, until, of course, the events of The Last Jedi, where he was abruptly sliced in half. Talk about an abrupt end to what most fans had been speculating would have been one of the biggest baddies in the Star Wars universe. How did those previous experiences affect his role in Andor? Andy Serkis had a lot to say in an interview about his first not-so-secret appearance under the hood of Andor. He told the outlet that he was initially hesitant to join the cast when he was approached by showrunner Tony Gilroy. He was primarily worried about fueling fan theories, specifically that Kino has something to do with the Emperor, which of course he had previously played. However, it was his love of the plot that won out in the end. In an interview, he said that the world of Rogue One, it feels so gritty and real and human and complex. But he wasn't done. He went on to say, unlike the world that Snoke lives in, which is very much about the dark and the light, this is much more about the gray areas of the Star Wars universe. This obviously seemed to fit him better, considering that Snoke was a much darker character. Because of this, and after making clear to the fans that his two characters were completely separate and in no way related, Serkis returned to his new role as Kino. Okay, so what else did Serkis say? Well, aside from worrying about the whole Snokes thing, he also noted that he actually felt less stress with Andor. This was possibly because his involvement in the show was kept a secret, meaning that he didn't have to deal with false promises or fan speculation about his role. He said in an interview that nobody knew about me until last week. He went on to say, there was no pressure whatsoever in the sense of it being out there. I think that was a great thing, not having it announced earlier. All of this definitely created an environment in which it was a nice surprise for fans when he popped up in the latest episode of Andor. This was a pleasant surprise that hopefully everybody enjoyed. Serkis enjoyed his role so much, in fact, that he created his own personal backstory for the character that he later shared. He explained that Kino was a show owner at the beginning who fought for labor rights and unionization. But then, after he was captured by the Empire, his desire to help others gradually faded away until he just wanted to do his time and get out of prison. Essentially, Serkis says he sheds any desire to look out for other people apart from himself. Just do his time and get out. That's not all that Andy Serkis has been up to lately, though. The actor created more waves when he revealed in a recent interview why he decided not to return to Venom 3. And the reasons are pretty convoluted. What was the reason he stated in the interview interview? Well, Andy Serkis was recently asked about his involvement in Venom 3 at the end of an interview related to Andor and his role in that series. He was quick to shut down any hopes that fans had about him returning, stating that he wasn't going to return to Venom 3. "Look, I had a ball doing Venom. Tom Hardy is such a good friend of mine, and I felt very proud of the work, and we had such fun doing it. To be the custodian of that franchise for a little while was great," he said. This is something that seems to indicate that at the end of the day, it just came down to not having enough time to make everything work. Because of this, it's natural that fans might be worried that he's also not going to return for Andor. Serkis, however, seems to be enjoying the Andor series way too much to drop it anytime soon, so there's nothing to worry about for the time being. What else did Serkis have to say about this? Well, it doesn't seem like he harbors any ill will toward the cast of Venom 3. As he continued the interview, Serkis spoke more in detail about this entire situation and the fact that he was super excited for the project itself. "I've got so many projects that I was just about to work on, like Animal Farm, for instance. We were just about to go into production with that, and then we delayed as Venom came up. I really have to be very on top of the ones that I've been building to do for such a long time. But I'm really delighted that Kelly's doing that. She's so in control of that material with Tom. The pair of them are such a great team to work with. I'm really excited to see what they're going to come up with." As you can see, this doesn't seem to be a situation that Andy Serkis is at all bitter about. He still seems to harbor great respect for the cast of Venom 3 and is excited to see what they'll come up with without him. The actor's career has been booming lately, and fans can't wait to see what amazing projects he's going to be a part of next. What else has Andy Serkis been talking about? Well, he's definitely been interested in some of the new shows on the market, including the Amazon Prime video show The Rings of Power. For those unaware, Serkis actually voiced the character of Gollum in the Lord of the Rings movies, which makes him rather qualified to comment on the new show. In an interview, Serkis spoke about how he appreciates the way that this show has been created, especially considering it's a prequel to the Lord of the Rings movies. He talked about how this was an interesting thing to explore, going on to say, "I absolutely watched it, and once you get through understanding the rules of it and actually how loyal to the trilogy, I found it incredibly engaging, and I really enjoyed watching it." Whether or not fans will see Serkis return to this series in any capacity is yet to be seen. After all, Amazon Prime Video has been pretty tight-lipped about who will be returning for the second season, but it's definitely great to see that Andy Serkis was at least interested enough to watch it and share his thoughts. And because of this, many fans are actually speculating that Serkis may be returning to the controversial Rings of Power show in one of the upcoming seasons, perhaps even as a cameo or something of the sort. Okay, let's sum it up. Andy Serkis is a pretty big deal in the Star Wars universe and beyond. He has taken on a lot of different roles, some of which have been controversial among fans of the franchise, but that doesn't seem to be slowing him down at all. In fact, he's currently enjoying his role in Andor as much as he can. However, he has decided to abstain from returning for Venom 3, although it seems to be for good reasons. On the other hand, Serkis does have high praise for the cast of Venom 3 and is excited to see where their careers will go from here. As always, there are so many speculations about what's going to happen next for Andy Serkis and his role in the Star Wars universe. But for now, fans can relax and just focus on enjoying Andor to its fullest. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on all of this? Go ahead and let us know in the comments what you think about his role in the Andor series and what upcoming films you're the most excited to see Serkis play in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.